photographer. I exhibit here in London, currently in Wilson Gallery. So I look forward for a show this evening, and I arrived yesterday. It was not easy with all these distractions, but safely here and looking forward to the show.
So you came in yesterday and you're at work today, so no rest.
No rest.
So something that I find really interesting, it says in your bio that you're self-taught photographer.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a bit about that journey?
Well, it's a quite strange journey into art by accident, just to kind of help myself go through life. And just started photographing, shooting, and day by day, brought me here to London.
And so this is not the first time you've been here, you've been working in London before?
Yeah, I worked here I had 4 or 5 exhibitions the last 3-4 years, and it's always great to be back, and I really enjoy being here.
And the exhibition that you're going to be doing is about Dubrovnik. Is that correctly?
Yeah, it's about
the
Dubrovnik
street
and Zagreb.
scenes.
Yeah. It's about Dubrovnik and Zagreb, those 2 cities from Croatia. The one shot was done in London.
You snuck one in.
Yeah, just one. And it's related to my latest book. It's a photo book.
And you're self-published as well?
Yeah.
So you're just like a woman that just does it yourself?
Yeah.
Do not like anything else, just go for it.
Yeah,
I like that.
oh, thank you. So far, so good.
So tell me, what is it about the street scenes in the city Zagreb and Dubrovnik that inspired you to kind of like focus on it? I mean, it's your city. What is it about?
You know, it's interesting. I mean, I can't pinpoint it one thing. It's just the feeling and something you get drawn by things. You just get the feeling and you attach to things, and you just take the camera and shoot. I shoot a lot from behind, blurry windows in motion, and it's just it happens. It's quite intuitive thing.
So it's a kind of mixed style, because I've noticed again, you say, I mean, I saw poetic jumped out at me because I'm a poet.
Oh,
I just wondered how you involve that, or how do you bring that kind of poetic atmosphere or energy into your work?
Well, it comes to me simply trying to relate to the feeling and to the place, and just make the shots the way they are. They just turn out to be like that. And, they happen. They just happen.
Have you got time for us to play one track and then to finish the conversation?
Yeah, sure.
I feel like this one's appropriate. Let's go. Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about
let's start playing the last one.
Okay, so give me 1 minute. I don't know what's going on, but the music just seems to stop. Okay, let's try again. Second time lucky. Okay. Okay, I think I'm going to give this up. Oh, no. All right, I have to fix this. Sorry, I don't know why I keep stopping. Shouldn't be.
Glad y'all women put the melanin dripping, let her win Leo and CEO women.
I think it's my five kids back on my own.
It's a world, she was getting it on.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so it's talking about now where you live in Ethiopia, maybe it's like 5 people want to really like the fact that you can start. Yeah, let's talk about that. And then we'll talk about where to see you. Okay, oh, you just came here yesterday. Yeah. How long was the flight? I don't know. Yeah, I think yesterday as well, but the guy speaks on the great gallery space. Yeah, fantastic. Well, at least it's nice.
Jamaica understand the soul. She get out in the kitchen, no, she thrown down. Ain't nothing without a woman, no. Woman's a woman, I just wanna see you know. Tell them what's up. You go from 0 to 100. Leave us behind. You got this. All action, I see you on your friends. When you walk in the home, they feel you so. Cause now the checks so ahead of time. When you move the body, you're so damn fine.
Does anybody want to talk about the Tavistock Festival?
She a gonna gal, calm with it, living in the marijuana bell. Don't suck a
Yeah, somebody mentioned, because obviously we got rained out, maybe to just talk about what's happening in the future of it. I think like that might be good. Because that was really sad.
Don't know how to bear it, how to say it, yeah. Hello with the shit and then I run it, yeah. Oh, we know what you can do, so they know steps, ain't nothing without a woman, no.
1 minute.
Woman takes women, I just wanna see you, no.
Little sip. I tried to back to a woman. We're gonna let that. Like it. Yeah. Okay. Now 30. Let's start counting now. Oh, no, we're gonna take after Olga. I'll take change your mind accent. Yeah, let's bring it down. Yes, we had a few teething problems there. That was woman caused by the sim, but I think it's something to do with the Wi-Fi, so I've got it on my data, so hopefully now Red won't have to do too much post-production work. So Olga, tell us a bit about some of you've spoken a little bit about your photography, but you've also published a series of books, again, self-published. Could you tell us a little bit about them and kind of what they're all about?
Yeah, it's I published 3 books. It's a trilogy of books. It kind of makes my work complete. It's a series of photography done in the last 5 years, and I've self-published them and complete them then with exhibitions. It's a very, as I said, 5 years of work, 1.5 years of shooting, then producing, printing, and a lot of
Sounds intensive.
It is. They've been done in Croatia, and it's. I would advise people who do photography, who are doing it by themselves, to try to put it together in the paper, which I do.
So pick up the camera and go for it.
Yeah.
And you also teach people how to self-publish. You want to tell us, what is it that kind of you would say to the first thing to somebody who wanted to self-publish?
Yeah, well, I think to be very patient. It's a long process. It's sometimes draining, but I think the work you get exceeds all the hard times, and hard work. And during this pandemic, I started teaching online about self-publishing and about trying to get people to really have the courage to express themselves and then to put it on the paper to produce their own books, and I think it's worth it.
Is there something about owning all of it? I mean, when you self-publish, you own everything. There's no publishing house that controls or tells you what to do. I mean, do you still have an editor, or is it all you?
Well, for my first book, I had a co-editor to help me a little bit, and after I edited them as well. It is a little bit about, it's your book, so it's kind of, you do it the way you want to do it, and it's not like ownership, but it's as something that belongs to you, that it's yours, and that where you take the complete control of the process, I would say.
Wonderful. So, the important thing, where is your exhibition? It's starting tomorrow. Tell us a little bit about how people can get there.
Actually, it's closing on Sunday, and it's been open for 10 days.
Oh, so you've come for the, okay, right, okay, sorry, I didn't get that.
Well, it is a bit strange, and usually you do. But because of this pandemic, I was not able to travel before. So now when it's all open, I was able to actually come, and then we arranged to have a closing event because now it's possible to have it. So therefore, it's everything upside down, but it's at the Wilson Green Library. It's a lovely contemporary gallery.
Beautiful space.
Yeah, I love the space, and anybody can see it tomorrow. Actually, the gallery is open from noon to I think 5 p.m. and later today at 6 I'll be there until 8 p.m. To talk people through. Sorry?
To talk people
Yeah,
through walk them through almost.
Yes.
And you'll be there tomorrow and Sunday.
I'll be there tomorrow as well, and probably part of Sunday, but Sunday it has to go down, so it will be a little hectic, so I would advise today or tomorrow.
Okay. And what next?
Well, I have another show in Belgium, and another one in Barcelona, so it will be quite...
And is it the same show that you're moving around, or is it a different show?
It's the same show with some variation depending on the gallery space and requirements, but it's generally mostly about my last book, Escape, that will be promoted.
And so, for all our international listeners in Belgium, where is the exhibition?
It's in Hasselt, in Cultural Center.
And for all our listeners in Barcelona?
It's now Bosti Center.
Okay. I've been to Barcelona, obviously, many times to Brussels, so hopefully one day I'll get to go to Croatia.
Well, I hope so too.
So I just want to ask you finally, if you could tell people what your website and your social media handles are, so they can follow you and learn more about your life.
Great. Well, it's my name. They can follow me on Instagram.
That's OLGA.
Yes, KRARLOBAC.
Okay.
So they can find me on Instagram and follow me.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for giving up your time, Olga.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah. Who knows, maybe I'll get to see your exhibit. Maybe not this weekend, but maybe I'm hoping to go to Brussels actually. Maybe I'll get a chance to see you over there. So I wish you every success with your closing, and thanks.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Let's play another track. Hopefully this one will work.
Yeah, great.
Is there a back and back and place that? Thank you.
a white man and trying to take me crap on. I get it away from my baby mom. You know, from my dog, my son, I know it's not a people never want to say it don't care. Say the words so the chest ain't clear. I ain't trying to live my life to prepare. Just pay me for the love that I share.
Okay, we've got 21 seconds. Where's
Yes, that was Sudan Archive, and she's an amazing violinist and multi-talented artist, and that was glorious, and it is indeed glorious to be at the Muse Gallery, 269 Portobello Road, speaking to creative, wonderful people. Now, I'm going to ask our lovely Damien to join us on the mic, because last Sunday we had the most excellent Tavistock Festival band, and very sadly, Mother Nature decided to bucket it down. I mean, it was like, huh? It's okay, Damien will appear. I'm sure he'll appear. So we had a bit of a rain stop play situation. So Damien's going to come on in a little bit, and he's going to tell us a bit about, well, where to next. What's going to happen with the festival? Because surely we're not going to give up. Because, you know, the Tavistock Festival is a great activity, a great event. So I'm going to play another track. Now, this one is by a brother by the name of Dawa Jabate. Jabate is a very well-known name in the Gambian region, Sengambian region. And this is called Bamba Boyan. Nothing play.
Sorry, we got a minute. chair. Another chair.
I get free boring. Just think. We're running out. Have you got any? Oh, you got Marvel. Oh shit, I'm just sorry. Anyway. I'm just gonna ask you about yes, that was Bo Bamba Bojang, make sure I get that right, by Tawadwa Jabate. For all the Gambian family out there, my husband is Gambian, it was his birthday last Friday, so maybe it's a belated birthday present. So, we've got Damien, the man, the muse man. Damien, what's happening? I know we had a rain stop play situation last Sunday. We were all ready to go.
I know. But we did well. We had a few hours of good weather and everyone enjoyed it.
I know Mark, Eli, and the Portobello Dance School did really well, and they really had a great time. It was just us guys in the afternoon.
I know. So we've got probably 60% of our programming we still need to do. And we're going to find a way of either doing it before the end of the summer or earlier on next year. But we'll definitely make good commitments to everybody and make sure we do it again.
I know, it was, yes.
I don't think
All the deck chairs were lined up, everything was good to go. But who knows? I mean, the way the climate crisis, who knows? We might have an amazing September, for example.
Maybe. I think the solution is to find, some audience cover and
A
definitely.
huge bit of tarpaulin that goes across the whole of Portobello Road.
Oh, I think we found a huge inflatable spider
Aha!
that will cover half the audience, and with stage cover where we can fit all of our crew under a roof.
I mean, that was the thing, wasn't it? Maybe thinking about a slightly bigger
Yeah,
gazebo.
So
Yeah.
I think we're going to aim for that, so that even if it is bad weather, with ponchos, umbrellas, and a few gazebos, we can probably brave it.
It'd be a bit like Glastonbury in those years when it rained down and everybody ran around wellies in the mud.
I don't think these freak showers in July are going to change in the rain.
No.
So I think we just need to find layers to stop the rain.
Yeah, we just got to be prepared.
Exactly. But it was fun while it lasted.
It was.
It'll be fun again, maybe before October.
Yeah, and Portobello Radio, we certainly had fun. So again, thank you, and yeah, looking forward to the Tavistock Festival
Revival.
Revival. I like that one. Cool. So we're going to have Jose on in a minute. He's going to remind everyone about the Limbo workshop that's happening on Saturday. But before we do that, I thought let's put a little bit of Jimmy Cliff, because it's quite relevant. Trying to get it to play. Bear with me. But I know it won't be long.
Thank you.
Sitting here in the
Clean hands.
like I'm burning out a song.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Really working hard.
Yeah, it's just me.
Yeah, I noticed when I saw you at the tabernacle last weekend. Yeah, you're working really hard. Yeah. I don't like sitting down.
Can we do something?
What? Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, because I'm like this on.
Come on, you want to do that?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
I want this. But you know,
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. You're right.
somebody's not coming inside. The artist is got the one
That's right. That's right.
I can't say what life will show me, but I know what I see. Like I can't get another friendship, one on that is fast and long. It's still the ball, it's moving on. Sitting there in the dark, waiting for the light to go. Sitting here in limbo, going back I have to go. Well, they're putting up resistance, but I know that my pain will lead me on. I can say what life will show me, but I know what I see. I can say what I believe, but I know what I need. I don't care that attention, but all that is fast and gone. It's still the ball, it's moving on. Sitting here in the room, waiting for the time to flow. Sitting here in the room, going back I have to go.
I have my other laptop playing
Well, this putting up resistance, but I know that my pain will lead me on.
the original content was played through this mic when the copyright
Sitting in the room,
instead of turning up.
sitting in the room.
Next time we'll put the a bit earlier as well. At least we can make it through exactly.
course, is the legendary, the man himself, Mr. Jimmy Cliff, who's sitting in limbo. And hopefully my link up was up to the Piers Thompson standard, because we have, again in the studio, our wonderful Jose. Do you want to tell us what's happening tomorrow?
Yeah, so tomorrow is the 2.0 workshop about limbo. And I think last Saturday we had the first session, and it was actually great. There were not that many people. I think the weather is not helping.
No.
But we had a great conversation, because I think limbo kind of framed a very broad context of identity, and both, identity, but also kind of trying to bring personal stories and share it within that group, and also having limbo as a way of as a catalyst that help us and help everyone to actually share the stories and the relationships that they have with limbo.
What did you take away from last week's session?
Well, I think one of the things that sense is the really strong connection it has with slavery. So many people mentioned that, and they mentioned that they actually don't want to be reminded of, and limbo can sometimes can open a door that they don't want to be open again, which I think was a very interesting point. I think limbo, especially the action of going through the suffer or bending your body on this wooden stick, it kind of really represents that. And I think it can be very sensitive topics to talk, but I think it was a great moment to open up the conversation, but also bring personal stories and your relationship with limbo. So I think
it is many things. I mean, I know for speakers, you're obviously bilingual. The speakers of other languages, one of the things that comes up about the difficulty with English is the fact that we have so many words, the same word that means so many different things, or this word that sounds the same but it's completely different. So like bear and bear and bear, and limbo, and then there's limbo.
Yeah.
And so it's quite interesting that dichotomy with language, the English language, because actually so many of the people were talking about their own state of limbo, as opposed to limbo, the stick.
The dance one, yeah. So I think that's what's interesting, and that's kind of the point I wanted to talk about, is the different interpretations of limbo, and also have this sort of Christian idea of limbo, which I think is more related to state limbo, that many people related on the workshop, and that's kind of what we want to push for tomorrow as well. So the idea is to have speak, so everyone is
you get a stick, if you come, you can get your own stick.
Yes, but also you can write and speak, so they just have to open up conversations through writing on the wooden stick. I'm talking about.
You even get to do a little limbo exhibition.
That would be great.
I mean, you're going to volunteer?
I can try it.
Limbo.
Try it. I don't think we'll succeed.
What about Bessie? Can Bessie do it?
Yeah, I think she'll be.
Okay.
Definitely better than me. Yeah.
Excellent. So people, you heard it right here on Portobello Radio. We've got Jose doing Limbo Point 2, the second workshop on limbo at the Portobello Pavilion at 6 p.m. The Portobello Pavilion is in Palace Square, opposite the Tabernacle. Yeah. And this work that you're doing will continue. It's just a start. It's an open conversation.
Exactly.
Wonderful. So let's play another track, and then I see we have somebody waiting at the door who might have another person who wants to join Portobello Radio's session today.
I'm sorry? Yeah.
Yes.
So, guys,
What happened there?
I didn't do it.
I promise.
Something here. So we are talking of course. Yeah. This is
Yeah.
I'm playing a lot of women. You got a track you want me to play?
I can't put it on like this is playing. It's copyright. Don't worry about it.
Guess inside of my life, but I'm not good at it. Earning the nothing trust. Back you is a must. Guess inside of my life, but I was different, but I got to be what one time. Sit up in a class of poor, then but he said, more than on the road. So I'm such a but I'm not for the journey, earning the best for the trust. Gratitude is a must. That is all I'm right. But that's what we bring to the camp. But we know what it is. We don't need a plan from the board. Then, but it's just
Yes, of course, that was the wonderful Toast by Coffee. Don't keep playing that track, I'm always playing that track, I love it. I just want to do a big shout out to Sifan Hassan, who won the qualifying for the women's 5,000 meters in Japan today. Now, I'm not a sports person. Whenever football comes on as a conversation, Piers is always talking about football. I always point out how much I just hate it. And I have to admit, I'm not really into sport. But the other day, I watched a documentary on Netflix, which I would really recommend, which is all about Naomi Osaka, who is half Haitian and half Japanese tennis player. And I actually really enjoyed watching her play in the documentary. Not that I would ever watch a tennis match, but it kind of made me a bit more interested. So yeah, watch it. I'm going to play another track. This one is for Piers because I know he's got a thing about Tanya Stevens. Let's hope it doesn't come out.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you on a journey. And consider the most good move to travel.
See, it's happened again. Huh?
No, cause we're going back in time. Are you ready? On my set, down on a trip to way back to when the girls' minds looked. Wasn't the turn by and for the start to be way back. Creativity before MTV, before BT, way back. It was excitement. And the Fox City God was there right next to it. Let's rewind before the high used to be low key. To be in school, and that you know, I'm way back. See you back. First thing about you, way back. When you come never lines. It was the sound and it was the scene at night. Consider we had to actually say stuff. If it wasn't worth the stop, it didn't slip up from you away. When you congregate, way back. And I pray that you will come back.
Can you sit back? Is that okay if you sit there? So you can
ironics, and ironics, and I smoke. No much shit, and ironics, even though it's affecting my judgment. It's like some people would like, I'm not tripping. I'm a jury, hold on, now let's go. I used to be excited, go to the door. But these things I've been breaking the floor. Somebody please take me back in my wires. It's when the pain is so much more that's taking me back to the drama. You know how I come from. Move the waters, you got nerves around. See the struggles that I've been playing with girls. When the sun's burning, I'll be ready. Back to when it started to wasn't the fun of somebody new. So when it was a pleasure, second hand another time. It's free to find with a smile and try to down on the ground from being way too bad. It's like a way too bad. It's just about what I never made that. When they made some shit that you couldn't make that. Whoa, I'm getting way back. To those for the time. For the best when you burn it, it's like I'm getting
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
I'm just going to tell us about the stages what happened to the parade.
Okay. Yeah. As you can see.
It's artwork in the can.
Nice one, Trina.
It's not banging.
Can we keep this?
Yes. I think it's worse to be forced to buy a book. It's a camera. Are we on?
So take a look at Mr. Kamal.
Yes, Tanya Stevens in the house. Way back. Yes, telling us, give us a little bit about history of the music industry. Now, I have got in the studio a friend of Portobello Radio and a friend of the Muse Gallery. And my brother, Afrocentric style too. No, I've got Junior Thompson. So he's been doing some really interesting stuff. And he's going to tell us a little bit about what he's been up to, where his artwork has found itself.
My artwork has found itself on 3 cans of non-alcoholic lager by a company called Another Dimension Group.
Look at that. So how did this happen? How did you, the Afrofuturism, the guy who did all this, the Salvador Dali of the rave flyer, how did you end up in a beer can?
It's quite simple, really, because some guy he was brewing beer, and he used to be a raver. He used to go to a whole lot of raves. He used to put out flyers, and he had this idea to do beer cans, with rave-inspired artwork. So it was basically looking through the internet, got my name, and reached out to me on Instagram. And that's how it started.
So what's next with the beer? And are you going to be on the alcoholic ones as well?
No, he's definitely just going to do non-alcoholic beer. Because there's probably, as you know, there's a big market for it. It's growing the market.
Cool. So what's happening with you? Have you been in since? You did your book signing at the Tabernacle last week. Have you got any others coming up?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment, but there's always room to plan more. at this time I'll plan it when there's definitely going to be a sunny day rather than rain. But the last two attempts to do a book launch and signing ended in rain. I won't say tragedy, but the tragedy of rain.
I have to say, yeah, there's been a lot of rain. Now, you chose a track by the great Roxanne Shante, which I can't find. So I'm going to play another track, which is completely off-piste for what I normally play, and then I'm going to see if you can choose a different track, because we've got Jay King, the artist, coming in very shortly. And it's actually turning out to be quite a packed show. Got quite a few guests coming in. I was thinking at the beginning, it's going to be me just talking and talking and talking and maybe boring everyone. Though I can't be more boring than Piers Thompson, come on. So let's play something a little bit different to what I normally play. I'm gonna rock that thing. Get a little bit of soft rock going. Roxanne Shante. Not Roxanne, not Shante. See, it's the same thing. It's gonna come back on now.
What's up?
Come on, wait, let me know you were gone.
There's something going on.
Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. Walked out this road,
Still
and I wrote down the
still
song. Just can't remember who we sent it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. So look down upon me, Jesus. You gotta help me make a stand.
Really quick.
Okay, yeah. I spelled
Just
it wrong.
got to see it through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. Oh, I see fire, I see rain. Seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Been walking my mind to an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Good hours, the time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. Oh, I see fire, I see rain. I see sunny days that I thought would never end. I see lonely times when I felt but I always thought that I'd see you lady one more time again. Thought I'd see you one more time again. There's just a few things coming my way this time around.
Yeah, sometimes you got to have a bit of the white boy rock, poppy kind of rock, I think we call this. James Taylor, Fire and Rain. I'm going to play another track. Let's see if this works, and then I'm going to go to Mr. Tomlin's selection. Let's see if this will actually play. I'm really having problems with this.
I have been there. Just don't know how I'm going to talk. Try this.
Why?
cutting out.
You're not connected to their Wi-Fi. You're connected to Wi-Fi.
I think it's the Wi-Fi that's causing the problem.
So yeah. If it's
It looks like Whitesnake doesn't want to play. Oh my God, have I committed some kind of offence by playing rock music? Okay. I think it's the Wi-Fi people.
I'll put it onto my own Wi-Fi. My own. Actually, you know what? We have Amara. She's gonna have to go soon. Talk about that. We'll come back to you. We'll play the Roxanne track and we'll talk a little bit about make that music.
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it keeps cutting out. But I put it onto my, it's staying on my phone. It's like that Wi-Fi.
Press forgot.
Huh?
Press forgot the Wi-Fi. Go on to IBM.
That's why we have you around. Come on. It's all messy. That's face over here. It's not bad, but I don't ever get any drinking beer. Alcohol, well, definitely not alcohol. I can run it in Germany. I was underage. 17. I used to go out and get pissed. I got so pissed one time. I don't even remember how I got home. Drinking beer, fine, press and shit and rest. Go and drink beer. I don't even know how I did it. Things to do with your teenager. My new one. The one I normally bring in my old one, so my brand new label. I don't every single out. I take it off my one. I'm going to stop one. It's 256. For all of those Portobello radio hippie headbanding types that are expecting a little rock, I've stashed in 2 tracks. Please don't record because you're not going to hear any more of it. So, before we go back to talk to Mr. Tomlin and various other guests, we have got a wonderful Amir who has been helping us out. He's actually not helping us out, he's been running the show. If it were not for him, I wouldn't be doing any of this. So Amir, one.
Yeah, I'm doing sound engineering today, which is fun. Yeah, I'll tell you a bit about myself. I'm an artist slash, I don't know, guinea pig, you call it. I'm Damien's guinea pig for the news. He's showing me the ropes. He's teaching me everything he knows about everything. Yeah, it's been good fun. He's basically teaching me how to run a gallery.
I was going to say, because I've seen you in here as one of the guys running the gallery. You were also helping to run the festival.
Yeah, it's a lot of information to take up in a small amount of time, but that's how I absorb information.
So, tell us about your art and stuff first.
So, I just graduated studied fine art at Camberwell literally a month ago. I made
Is that UAL?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I make installations, and the subject or the topic of my installations are, well, is my home country. I focus on the topic of oppression, specifically in Iran, and I try and use aesthetics as a sort of medium for people to empathize with, because letters and words and written text, it is synesthetic, everyone can understand it, and there's level of desensitization. So I try and promote emotion with our vision.
So, have you, I mean, were you born in Iran or?
Yes.
And what, you came here as a child?
Yes.
What are your memories of it?
So I came here as a teacher. I don't really have any memories.
I mean, I lived in Iran under the Shah in the early 70s. My first nursery was there, my primary school was in Iran. I lived in a place called Abbasabad in Tehran. So for me, Iran was always a really special place. I absolutely loved it. And then obviously all this stuff happened and I've seen it demonized, obviously, through the years. But I would love to go back to Iran. I mean, I'm vegetarian now, but chana kebab was my favorite meal when I was a kid.
Yeah, I struggled with the same issue. I'm vegetarian and I went back to Iran and had to deny that. So it was like, it was heartbreaking.
Well, I probably could get away with it because I don't live Iranian, so I'd be like a foreigner. But I suppose when you go to your family, you can't really tell them. But that rice and the potato at the bottom of it as well. Oh my God, Iranian rice is the best. Anyway, let's not talk all about food. So, you've hit the ground running. I mean, you've just graduated.
Yeah.
You're out there doing your stuff. Have you got any of your work exhibited at the moment?
Yeah, I've got a show, not in London, but in Newcastle, which is up north at Baltic Centre for Contemporary Art. Got a series of photographs that I took at an underground party in Iran. I'm staying there, it's up until September. So,
And when were you last in Iran?
2 years ago.
And did you do that work as part of your degree?
Yeah.
Cool. And what's happening? I mean, what's next? Are you going to do anything here at the Muse or?
Well, me and Jose are trying to get a little thing together, maybe open our own studio, gallery.
Ooh, exciting! Will that be locally or?
Well, a space is a space, and where it's literally
And what kind of? I mean, what are you thinking? What would be your speciality, USP, if you were to do that?
A studio space that has exhibitions, arts, talks, workshops, all included, I guess.
Cool. Well, I have to say, I would really be interested to see what you guys did. And are you going to be here continuing to help run the Muse for a while? We're not going to lose you yet? Excellent. Well, thank you for taking some time out of the work that you're doing, because you're like multitasking big time, to actually tell us what you're up to. And I actually look forward to actually seeing some of your work. As I said, Iran has a very special place in my heart, my early childhood memories. So, yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Amer. Amer in the house. Woo! I still am having a problem. I cannot find this track that Junior Tomlin wanted. So I think I'm just going to have to play something else. Yeah, he's got it on his iPad, but you know what? Let's play a little bit of this. I'm sorry. My big revolution, Iran.
Don't you know? Talking.
Say the same thing. But this is on my other, it's on my phone. So why is that happening?
Is that for you?
Okay, so I think we're having a problem again. I can't work out what is going on. Let's try it again. One more time. Take two. Anything going?
Don't you know? Talking about the
Okay, I get you to
Don't you know? Talking about the revolution.
Still, people are
So that's the version. Yeah, no.
just in case she calls on me.
Let's see.
Take us there.
I had your house at 6.
Is there any more cubes, babe? Is there another cube?
Sorry, what's your name?
Probably move over the corner. Get you to move over that side. And then we've got that space there. No, there. Yeah. So you move quick. Up. No, that's just a spare one. So Mark, this project. Brings up. No, space, that's it.
Yes, so my little link, Revolution, talking about revolution, of course, by the one and only Tracy Chapman. So I'm really pleased to have in the studio Susan, who is part of New Youth Quake, which is a project that Mark, the market guy, I don't know his surname, Atkinson, sorry. The market guy who's been coming in weekly and bringing and introducing us to lots of wonderful young entrepreneurs, has set up. So Susan, do you want to share a little bit about who you are and what you're doing?
Yeah, my name is Susan Alsafwadi. I'm the founder of Saffron Honey Bakery, which is a sort of modern British take on Middle Eastern baking.
Wow, so tell us a bit more. What sort of things are you baking? What inspired you to think about doing, like you said, kind of giving it this kind of modern take on Middle Eastern baking?
We actually set up the brand specifically for New Youth Quake, which had given us an opportunity to trade on Portobello. So we just sort of, put Saffron Honey together over a weekend in December 2018. And it's a sort of a mix between our Palestinian heritage and our British culture as well.
Wonderful. Again, Palestine is a very, very important place in my heart. Saffron and honey, why did you call it that?
That's a good question, actually. I think we went through lots of different names and we just wanted something that sort of really said what it does on the tin. So a bit of sweet, a bit of salty, both flavors can be used for sort of many dishes and desserts. So, and we wanted that Middle Eastern twist.
Quite a beautiful name.
Thank you. It took us a few tries, but we're really proud of our sort of brand and our logo that we put together too.
Cool. Do you hope to see it as a franchise?
That would be amazing, yeah. Maybe in the sort of long-term future. But for now, we're really enjoying sort of local market trading. Portobello is our home, so we're going to be with New Youth Quake here next Saturday as well, with a brand new venue.
You definitely must come back down and tell us all about it.
Yeah, we'd love that. And you guys should pop by on the Saturday the 7th and try some of our bakes.
What kind of specialities do you do?
So I think our signature bake is something called kanafa, which is a traditional, it's a traditional Palestinian dessert, which is like a shredded pie with and we stuff that with cream and cheese and soak it in sugar syrup. And that's just sort of my favorite dessert. So we do a little modern take on that.
I can visualize it right now.
Have you ever had one?
Maybe.
No, you'd know if you hadn't had that. Because once you go knife, you can't go back.
Is there anything that you do? I always ask everyone that's vegan, just because I made this decision. There's so many of these delicious things that I can no longer eat. But are there any vegan options?
Well, you'd be pleased to hear that we do a vegan knacker.
Oh my god!
We do. It's filled with nuts though, so if you're only not allergies, we're not sort of allergy friendly place because most of our things are nuts in. We do a vegan knacker and we also do a vegan kibba. Traditionally kibba is like a sort of lamb croquette filled with pine nuts and minced lamb, but we do a vegan one.
We know who's going to be first in the queue.
So next Saturday, we can find you. Have you got like a website? Have you got social media handles that you'd like to share?
Yeah, our website's under construction, so we're working to do a website launch towards the end of summer. But our Instagram handle is @Saffron Honey Bakery.
I'm going to follow you, and I'm going to make sure I come down on. Well, what time are you there from on Saturday?
We'll be there 10 till 5 on Saturday.
Okay, well,
Brand new.
I will be there. Looking forward to some vegan goodies.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you so much for having us.
Wonderful. So, Junior.
Yes.
You chose this track by Roxanne, which I'm going to try and get. Can you tell us why you chose it and a little bit about that genre of music?
The genre of music is that's basically close to my heart from good old, nearly 30 years ago. In the good old heyday of like basically rap. And Roxanne Shantay was like a female rapper. I think she was just like 15 when she recorded her first track. This particularly was it. And it went down a storm, and she came out with like a couple of like albums. And I think she might be still in the game producing music now. She's got a film out on Netflix. She's basically like telling the story of how she produced her first record.
You know what? I still can't find. I can't find this track. So, I mean, where did you send it to me?
Messenger.
Okay, so listeners, bear with me. I'm now going to open my messenger, and hopefully, we are going to find this amazing track by Mr. Junior Tomlin. It's now coming up. Okay, let's go. Is it playing?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you. This fresh. Yeah, Kensington Park Road. There's a shop called the Oreo. We should have on the side. That's on the north. I feel like so it's like a 10-second delay. That's 10 minutes. But this isn't red, it's white. So if you stop and start it, it'll play back.
Okay, so when you guys okay, let me just get you that on So it's
On there, I can go on. So right, yeah, you want to do it?
No introduction.
yeah, this internet's playing Silly Brothers.
So what's your
Well, it should now. Saffron, did I spell it right?
Push this down.
right?
Take care.
So 5, 6.
Okay.
5, 6.
Still go. Or maybe just Google it and let me know.
Did you know that it didn't come out?
So yeah, that was Roxanne Shante, Queen of Rocks, and that was your selection, Mr. Tomlin.
It certainly was.
It certainly was. So we've got the artist by the name of Jay King, who is in the house. Jay, is that what I call you?
Yes.
Cool. Do you remember Roxanne Shante, or you too young?
I've heard the name, but I didn't listen.
These are the kind of the vanguard of the hip hop movement, these people. But so you're from Grove,
Yeah.
and you're an artist.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what you're doing?
Right now I'm doing a mural on the side of Akin Village. It's in my re-educated style, which is all about, I guess it's about like education, learning things outside of school, and I just wanted to focus on like things that you learn from growing up in ends, things you hear, see, speak to people about, just like a collection of thoughts that just demonstrate what it's like to be from growing up in our world.
So we can expect to see a reflection of us as
Yeah,
a community on those panels.
Most definitely.
Okay, you're the founder of the Ching, is that correct? Ching Gang.
Chingam, yes, that's what creative thing. It's a collective we put together a couple of years ago, which is like we just wanted something that could kind of represent us as artists, our experiences like from London, and just a way to kind of come together to support each other, to share ideas, to network, just to give some artists just like that, just like a support system. So we just create by artists for artists.
Now, the other thing in your bio, the thing that really jumped out at me, and my brother's here will totally get why. So your bio says that you had your work shared on social media, mentions Nicki Minaj, Stormzy, but most importantly, The Walking Dead.
Yes.
Please tell us about that.
That was a couple of years ago. I was doing this series where I used to do these crossovers. It's where I do mashups between just different different concepts, different cartoons, different ideas. I try to find connection between different things. So I did a mashup between The Simpsons and Walking Dead, and I found like similarities between characters and storylines, and so when I done that, I got picked up by the Walking Dead account. And they shared it across their socials. Quite a few of their actors and actresses shared it as well. And yeah, it's got quite a lot of students.
I have to ask, Walking Dead and The Simpsons.
Yeah.
What how did that come
It
from?
was more just based on characters. So you had Rick Grimes, Homer Simpson, you had Bart, who was his son, and then you had like other characters in The Simpsons which I saw similarities to Walking Dead characters. Yeah.
And The Simpsons have had a episode, they did a nightmare, the Halloween thing, don't they?
Yeah.
So there could be a connection.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm sure I walked past either you or one of your colleagues the other day.
Okay.
And I asked you, I showed you an onk. Do you remember?
No.
It might have been your colleague. Have you put the onk up? I asked you because one of your colleagues if you could put a symbol, because you could put symbols on the wall.
Yeah. Well, there's loads. We've got a whole book.
So what symbols have you got on the wall?
So far,
what are their meanings? Why?
What's on there so far? So far, we have a mind map. So as I said, like it all relates back to school. So this is a mind map of the ends and the different things that we look forward to, things that essentially pop up when we think about the area. We've got what else is on there?
So I do remember seeing a yin yang.
I think there's the yin yang symbol on there. It's about the balance. Just gotta see it. There's loads, man. There's loads on there. There's loads in the sketches.
And how do you get to do this? Because they're just changing the wall. I think they're rebuilding the fence.
Yeah, so that was rebuilt maybe like a week or so ago. So I got Mike got contact with me actually. Yeah, through my website, and was just like, this is what we're doing here now. We're local artists. Are you interested? I said over some ideas, and like, yeah, I'm happy to do it.
Is it going to be permanent or is it going to just be a temporary? So how long?
Well, like when we do when I do the outdoor art installation and stuff like that, it's never really permanent, so to speak, because it's open to the elements, the weather, people, graffiti, this, that, and the other. So I'm not sure how long it'll be up for, but with like outdoor artwork, I never really want to put like that kind of pressure on it. It's just outside to us. It's there to this moment. They might need to rebuild something. The wall might need to be reinforced at a later date. And
And as I was saying, it's not just you. So what's the name of the other artists? And what type of art do they do?
on the wall.
That you're working with?
Oh, so on the wall or just
Yeah.
So on the wall it's just me.
Oh, right.
I've had different artists and people coming out to help.
Because I saw like there was a couple of other guys with you.
Yeah, they were just my mates.
Oh, right.
My mates, a couple artists from the collective, Tune Collective, Art Soul Child is coming on, another artist from Bamboo Kid, an exhibition here.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
He popped down, and there's a couple of artists that said they might help out. But yeah, essentially it's me, like that black and white chalkboard stuff of mine.
Oh, okay.
But I gave them my t-shirts, everyone had the same t-shirt on with my
Yeah, that's probably why I was a bit confused.
Yeah.
I thought we were all together.
Yeah, we're a team, and like it's just my guys, my boys. They're always just supportive.
And
So,
what's next for you after you? How long will this take you to finish, and what are you going to be doing after
it's a pretty good wall.
this? Are you doing the whole thing?
Side to side. Yeah. So it's a pretty good wall, but I don't think I can get it done in the next week. And I think obviously I can only practice it for a couple of days during the week.
And the rain is not helping, is it?
The weather is making up its own decision, so it just depends on the weather machine. It's been turned on and off.
Hey,
So,
Neville,
maybe
sorry,
I have to work
you're
better
big on this weekend.
I see.
Oh, Well
Yeah,
done,
what's
Mr.
next?
Nice one.
At the moment, I've got quite a few workshops over the summer, and yeah, I'm moving to a new studio, so I've just been working some new pieces. Want to see how things go in terms of the COVID restrictions and the things we're able to do, and then maybe start planning some events and stuff in the future. I've been a bit reluctant to plan stuff far in advance because everything's a bit shaky, you know what I mean? So yeah, just taking it one week at a time at the moment.
How was it for you as an artist? Sorry, totally kind of changed something, but this. How was it for you as an artist during the lockdown? How did you keep yourself going? What did you do to kind of maintain your art?
Yeah, luckily enough, I had a studio at the time. I've got a studio, so I was still able to produce work. But I missed out on a whole lot of workshops and missed out on a whole lot of events, exhibitions and galleries, which I enjoyed doing. I got a chance to. So it's really just about just taking commissions, creating new pieces, and yeah, just selling stuff through my site. I still get support from my collectors and that, but yeah, it was different. It was difficult, but I don't know, man. I've been doing art for a while now, so I guess I'm lucky enough to build up a pretty decent foundation. So it didn't affect me too bad, thank God. Although I was able to step forward and come out of the pandemic and we're still here now, so around it.
Well, J. King, thank you so much for coming in. I'm going to read this quote that comes out of your bio because I think it's poetic, it's beautiful, and Mr. Kamau and myself are both poets. And basically it says, I try to make art for the man then, creating works that reflect my experiences, showing the things I loved, hated, felt and thought growing up until now. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And before you go, your website and your handles.
Everywhere, J. King, the artist. Search on Google and my website and Instagram and Twitter, and it all should come up. J. King, the artist.
Well, I'm really looking forward to the new piece of artwork that's going to go up on the hoardings. And yeah, keep us posted. You know, we love you to come in again, tell us what you're doing, make sure that, you know, everybody knows all about Mr. King.
Definitely, thank you.
Bless up, thanks for coming in. So I want to hang, yeah, clap, yeah, clap, in the house, so before I put the clap on, I want to hand the mic back over to Mr. J.C. Kamau. Tell us about what you might be doing later.
Oh, yeah, well, the weather permitting, I may be doing some DJing in the Portobello Pavilion, which I'm sure you guys know already on Portobello Pavilion, I'm sure it's been discussed, is a workshop space that's been built in Paris Square, and throughout the last couple of weeks, we have been doing workshops and events in the space, and we're winding down to last weekend. So myself and yourself are going to be doing a few DJing sets over the weekend. Hopefully, it's a bit chilly at the moment, so I'm not too sure about this DJing set. And it's going to be quite unusual for me because I'll be DJing from my phone because of the equipment that we're using. There's no decks and stuff. So I will be doing some DJing from my phone. So it'll be interesting to say the least. It'll be an experience. Yeah, this will be the last thing I will do at the pavilion. Did quite a few things throughout this week involving Junior yesterday.
Yeah.
Myself and himself were part of Thousand X, the local band, and we had a wonderful,
rocking great time.
yes, a rocking great time performing in the pavilion yesterday. And what else? Oh yeah, you had a book launch.
And so did you, sir.
And so did I. We both had a book launch this week, and there were some very interesting workshops. You, I know Isis did a few. You did one with 81 acts. I did a couple with Catherine, kids, girls, to explore your inner purpose, which was very interesting. Yes, we had a decolonizing the arts, and ISIS did one with some youngsters from SOAS University, and they were talking about how they tried to decolonize the education system.
And goldsmiths.
And goldsmiths. And there were some candle making workshops for the youngsters, and some yoga, and some instrumental musicians came down, did some workshops with them. Hat making, map making, saying candle making as well as what's the other one? Cream making that Ilaria was doing. It was fantastic for us. Yeah, and it's a shame that it's going to be over.
Thank you for that. So we are going to have Greg on very quickly to tell us what's happening on Portobello Radio, and then we've got the man himself, Groove Master, who's going to give us the Wagwan rundown to what's happening in the area. But before that, let me put a track on, and let's hope that this stupid Wi-Fi thing doesn't cause me another problem. Fingers crossed. Let's try one more time.
this weekend for the UK. There's female DJs on tonight and tomorrow night. Sporting, there is fun and activity going on. Good cuisine. Also big on the Sunday. Maxilla. There is private events. Union Tavern is open, which is Canal side by Westport Park, but there is staff that have gone down with COVID. So we wish them well. Hopefully they'll be back. The Little Yellow Door should be opening and Character by near Tabernacle there, All Saints Road and Westport Park Road. The Tabernacle, as we were already informed, it's got the Portobello Pavilion. There's Paradise by W10. They've got a full curriculum going on with a live DJ there. And there's also the Frankfurt Arms Speed cancelled, new management taking over there on the Harrow Road. Trailer H is down with the flood. So they'll be coming back with DJs in the next couple of months. Golden Core is open, no DJs there. The Old Swan, they're looking for DJs to start probably next week. That's Notting Hill Gate, as well as Prince Albert will be live musicians. Franklin's a good restaurant, Notting Hill Gate as well. There'll be a new club opening just by Acklam Live, Acklam Village. It'll be the Grand, and that will be opening soon. They're doing the construction right on the corner there. Acklam Live's on tomorrow and Sunday, and that is Acklam Village, Portobello Road. Don't miss it. Bullet the Highway definitely on the Sunday. Big and Whistle by Maxima. The Eagle by the fire station. Portobello House is opening soon, and they've just been refurbished. They're working quickly there. The Elgin, which is across the road from Notting Hill Gate Station, it's always running, up and running there. KPH has got live music running all the time in there. And last but not least, tonight, Loretta Hayward at the Fiddler in NW6. All right, cheers.
Wow. I'm always impressed, Room Master, the way you just do your thing. So I believe we've got, I thought we had Greg on the phone. Let's just check. Greg, are you there? Hello? Hello? Are you there? Okay, why can't we hear Greg? No, we need to put him up. That's plugged in. Hello, keep going.
Hello.
Oh, there we are. Put him up a bit more. Crazy. So, yes, what's happening on Portobello Radio this weekend?
Wonderful. Bless you. Thank you, everyone up there for holding forth. I'm so sorry to have blown you out. Isolation, you know the one. It seems nobody is untouchable. Nobody's untouchable. But thank you for having me on as a guest. This is a unique experience.
This is a new one.
It's a completely new one. Love hearing from Groove Master. He managed to pick up on loads of events that are going on in the area that I hadn't even crossed my radar. Looking forward to Loretta Hayward tonight at the Fiddler. That's going to be an absolute cracker. If you guys are in the area, then of course there is the most amazing playground together. Our local together down at Natima Road. That is just opened up again. Yay! And they have a play on called The Crocodile of Old Kang Pao. Have a look at the playgroundtogether.london website and check out what they've got coming up over the next few weeks. They're brilliant. Of course, the Portobello Pavilion, everybody's been mentioning that. My goodness, we've got our wonderful matron Warrington Green up there tomorrow, Saturday the 31st from 7:30 p.m. with Wise Wings, the Renegade Theatre. Natasha Langford, a good friend of our station, is going to be doing some poetry down there. So check that one out, definitely. Limbo, you already had lovely Jose on. That's going to be spectacular. Check out Limbo at the Portobello Pavilion as well. Aerial Circus, hip hop, break, beatboxing by Kids on the Green. Again, every Saturday throughout the whole of the month of July, 11:30 till 3 p.m. in the daytime. And so I guess that's going ahead of the last one tomorrow. And then finally, unrelated to Portobello Radio, all of these bits and bobs have been, we've had the most amazing Van Gogh token merchant experience going on at Hyde Park. If you like your arts and crafts experience and get involved there. So there you go, that's my roundup of bits and bobs that are going on in the area. However, of course, it's the last weekend of the month and the first weekend of the month, depending on which side of the fence you're on. And amazingly, Portobello Radio is running their fabulous Saturday sessions, kicking off with this show tomorrow afternoon at midday repeating. So that'll be after I have a chance to tidy it up and make it sound delicious. Not that it doesn't sound ultimately beautiful. Without any peers in the room, lots of feminine energy.
Oh, there's a lot of bit of work you've got to do here. That's great.
Yes, indeed.
What a tidying up.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, after the Portobello Radio Show on Saturday at midday, Georgie is bringing her hydration out back to us again. She was with us at the Tavistock Festival last Sunday, and she's going to be doing a new show for us Saturday, the 31st of July. Following her at 2 o'clock is Dave Hucker at 3 p.m. doing another one of these fantastic tropical mixes, taking us from the African coast across to the American coast and back again with some fantastic tropical sound. 1600 hours, otherwise known as 4 o'clock, Jason Boone has a new dark disco, so lots of electronica, lots of Valeria and synthwave coming at you from West London. That's going to be fantastic. 1700 hours is, we're hoping to get a dirt bike dub in, but we might have something else reggae styling in at that time, so I haven't heard back from me. He was lost in the hills of Wales. After that, we've got a very, very special guest coming in from a foreign artist. We've got the most amazing Jamie Renton dropping a show at 1800 hours tomorrow, that's Saturday, and 1800 hours on Sunday. Of course, all the shows that we do on Saturday, we repeat on Sunday afternoon too, just in case you're not around to catch them. So that's going to be brilliant. Catch the foreign artist live at Portobello Radio, with the most fantastic Jamie Renton DJ playing some wicked tunes. At 1900 hours, 7 o'clock in the evening, we've got DJ, yes, him of the Muse Gallery, where you guys will sat in now. He's going to be laying down some fantastic nosebleed, jungle, drum and bass, abstract dance at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock Saturday evening. And then with a bit of luck, we've got Jamie Rose, her playing a show across the Atlantic to us from New York City. Some fantastic glamorous house. He is amazing and his sets are brilliant, really, really glossy house. If you like the idea of Studio 54 still running now, then I guess that's the kind of soundtrack they'd be playing if it was still open in New York City. So yeah, looking forward to Jamie Rose at 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. Saturday evening, of course, it goes into on the Rewind. Sunday, my very, very last event of the day that I need to let you know about is the most amazing Different Dale's Adventures in Music. Indeed, he's joined by his fellow cohort, the dodgy Ryan McKinsey. Way from the Wooden Tops. The two of them are doing covers. Special cover show. We recorded it earlier on this week at that very station. You guys are now. Fantastic set of records, the most amazing tunes. You guys are going to absolutely love it. That's 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. It's going to be spectacular. Different Dale's Adventures in Music. I can't remember how many episodes it's done. It's so damn popular, that show. We'll just keep it running. So keep it locked. PortobelloRadio.com. PortobelloRadio.com for all your fantastic sounds and a little bit of shows like this one. I love this show. Lots of art, lots of creativity, loads of spirit, and loads of guests. You've done amazingly well, everybody. Thank you, Mira at the desk. Thank you, Damien, for holding the fort in the background. Thank you, Cully, for being on side. And thank you, most of all, Isis Alak, for taking the hot seat and driving this thing forward while both myself and ears are off piece.
Well, thank you, Greg Z, for setting everything up and for giving us your very special Portobello rundown. It would not be a show without you. Well,
Brilliant.
what can I say?
Have a pretty rest of the show.
Thank you, Greg Z.
Take care.
Bye. So, people, it looks like we've come to the end of the show. We've got a few minutes left. I have been Isis, the Eclectic Goddess, in the house, in the Muse Gallery, 269 Portobello Road, with all the crew, and of course my brothers, JC Kamal and Junior Tomlin. Thank you everyone for contributing. Thank you, Groove Master, leaving the house.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Muse Gallery crew. And I think I will play us out with one last track. Now, we've had problems with the tracks not starting, so I'm hoping that maybe this one will actually play without an issue. If not, don't worry, because Gracie will do his magic and it'll be all fixed and all wonderful when you hear the repeat show tomorrow and on Sunday morning. So have a great weekend, everyone. Next week, the full crew should be back. It won't just be me, unless, of course, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something. I'll bump off Piers. I'll bump off Greg. Actually, no, I can't bump off Greg because I need him for the tech. Maybe I'll just bump off Piers and it'll just be me and Greg. Maybe we'll get Jose to come on and join us instead. Or maybe JC come out or Junior Tomlin. What do you think? New lineup for Portobello Radio? Alright, I'll stop talking. I'm going to try and play this track. Let's see what happens. 1, 2, 3, go.
Two great African soldiers.
Let's see what happens now. Do the same thing. Okay, so like I said, same thing's happened again. Give it a couple of minutes and I should have it back online.